Rolling, 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 rolling. One thing they'll never teach you in life is always protect your mental health. Yeah. I said something decent for once. I was gonna say if it ain't EXO then you gotta go, but I mean, hey, it's not one of those videos. To live. Anyway, it's back. I was about to just side off. You'll find content. I was breaking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I know you would definitely leave it in. So I'm not even. I'm not even going to.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Will and today I have my good friend Chris.
Hey friends, what's up?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So Chris decided to give me heart palpitations by making a certain podcast known to me. It's basically three women discussing whether gaming is appropriate behavior for adult men and whether or not a PS5 is an appropriate gift for an adult male. Yeah, so yeah.
It was much because when I first watched that video, I was like, okay, who are these? What are these? They're talking about gaming. Okay, fine. It was centered on the PS5 because that was like that was what was
when
trending.
It was just coming out. Yeah, like when people were trying to like
pre-order
it. Yeah.
So it was trending and everyone was talking about it, and then this particular lady, I think she was the one sitting in the middle. She kind of said, okay, I have to address this. Like, you see everything in the video, but she went on a rant and her friend joined in. And there was actually a gamer chick there. So we're gonna just talk about this in length so that at least we answer a few questions.
We want to rant.
Exactly.
We want to get it out of our systems. And if you want to join us in the anger, feel free, watch the video. You can pause this video, you can go and check out it's only 8 minutes. It's an 8-minute spiel, and you can come back and see if you agree with us or not.
And feel free to even leave a comment.
Please comment.
And comment your thoughts and what you think about the video in its entirety.
Or if you're shy, just DM us. I'm gonna leave all the information in the description. So the first question I'm gonna ask is,
it's a lot, but anyway, what's the first question?
What did you think about the video?
What did I think about the video? I think there was a lot of loopholes. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot to be talked about, but wasn't addressed because someone just felt their opinion needed to be heard. So I just think it was
fine.
I mean, people are entitled to their opinions, but
they can be wrong.
They can be wrong too, exactly. Because like, what were you saying? All I was hearing was backlash and backpedaling because at some point someone pointed out something that was kind of contradicting why they were angry about the whole thing.
You
know what I mean? They were like, okay, no, but I get it. Like there was like the Sega Genesis, those were good games. We're growing up and everything, but I feel like they're trying to address a point towards a specific age group and a specific gender. That it was just them trying to rant about something that was hot. You know what I mean? Just to get attention on themselves. I think it was just they were reaching.
Trying to stir the pot?
They were trying to stir the pot. They were reaching. What did you think about the video?
Because for me, when I'm all about do what you want. If it makes you happy, like, as long as they're not hurting anyone or infringing on anyone's rights. And I think for me, because I do dabble in games from time to time, I know Chris is a gamer, and it's just like, when I heard them like tackling and making fun of people they've dated because they play video games, they literally were like, oh my god, I know a nigga who plays games isn't good at fucking. Like one of the chicks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I was just like, what does that have to do with someone who plays video games?
Rubber bands with sweatpants, that's what I call her, because like I didn't know her name and she was going on this rant and
I'm gonna insert like a picture of her somewhere. Yeah,
and she was pretty much degrading men.
For playing video games.
Yeah, like demasculating them, saying like, oh, the people that play video games are on this list that have not been satisfied in bed.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And it was just so unnecessarily mean. Like, if you don't agree with something, there is a respectable way of putting, I don't believe in silencing your opinions because you might offend someone, but I believe in showing, like, telling someone your opinions in a respectful manner. Like, there's no need to bash on a whole, it's a lifestyle. Like, gaming has changed so many people's lives, you know what I mean?
It actually has.
And gaming at this stage there's just so many stories, and not all games are meant for kids. So you're telling me there's this whole group of games that's like rated R. Are you telling me only kids can play the games? There's some serious complex storytelling that happens in games. And she really hurt my feelings. I don't even have a penis, but she hurt my feelings because I felt I felt like she was saying a childish, and her tone kind of changed. Do you see how both of their tones changed when their friend, like the chick who was on like
the gamer chick?
Yeah, she was just like, oh, by the way, I like games. I played like Grand Theft Auto for like 5 hours a day after I gave birth to my daughter, and then they looked at her like,
and she actually mentioned that was like a bonding, that was her vice with her man, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know
but she was saying that was like a vice, like she would put the kid down and then she would play a couple of hours to escape and everything, and they were like, okay, but then for how many hours would you play the game?
Yeah, because they wanted to catch her, like, maybe you just played for 10 minutes.
Exactly.
And she was like, no, I played for about 4 to 6 hours. Right. And they were, that's when they started like calming down a little bit, and then they shifted the conversation to, okay, so is a PS5, like, should we buy our men PS5s? And, they kind of came to their own realization, like, the way they want the Birkin bag, they want the Louboutins, like, if your man is gonna buy that for you, there's no problem with you buying, them a PS5. If you're both in that level of a relationship where you can buy each other expensive gifts, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I've always thought like, some people have different love languages, right? Others is, quality time, gift giving and everything. But there are those people that love something, right? And you obviously go out of your way to get it for them because you feel like, hey, I care about you, here's a gift. But then there's no, I don't think there should even be like a limit of how much you would spend on someone. You get it, especially if you care about them.
What if you just did it
no.
last week?
If I did it last week and I can't afford it, there has to be compromise. I'm just saying. But I'm just saying that if you can afford it. But if you can afford it, Flo.
You're gonna buy a girl a Birkin bag then 1 week into dating. What will she buy you on your birthday?
But then she has to buy me like a Bentley or a limo. I don't know.
So you keep it. You'll be broke in the first days of your relationship.
My point is this: like, I'm not talking about just starting up in the relationship. I'm just saying overall,
like a serious relationship.
You guys have had, you have connected, you have grown together, everything, right?
Yeah.
Like she said, like the gifts that you ask for, that ladies ask for, that of a certain price margin, especially because of it. Like I said, okay, some ladies prefer a more,
especially the
pricier.
Ones in this video. Exactly,
they prefer a price, and I was going to get to something that's linked to why they're kind of iffy about saying, okay, no, but it's obviously the same as getting a Prada bag or one of these fancy expensive bags. But the point is,
that shit is, in my opinion, buying a Prada bag is a bit pointless because it's just like, if they think gaming is, that's the problem. Like,
one guy even said that, like, you'd buy them that bag and they'll only use it like once.
Yeah.
Event, and then
she might not even like the bag, but because it's Prada, she'll just keep it like in her bedroom looking at it.
And that's why even the gamer girl said that sometimes it's so for status.
Yeah,
because
like
even
some guys,
even the same way you want something for status, you just have it and say, I don't even like it, and you keep it because just wanted to say that you could afford or you could get your man to get you that. So there are a lot of variables. I just think that they were being totally unreasonable with their argument, especially
they
were bullying. Thank you. That's what I was going to say. They were bullying. Plain and simple.
And then, like, after they were now embarrassed because they've discovered now for the first time in their lives of friendship that chick is a gamer, they now started thinking, like, what can we say that can make sense? Because our friend has told us that it was an escape for her after childbirth, and her and her bae were enjoying quality time together while the baby is sleeping, or the baby, I don't know what the baby is doing for 4 to 6 hours, Like, they started now bashing on the people who play FIFA.
FIFA and NFL.
FIFA.
I was
yeah,
like,
and
whoa,
2K, like
2K.
Yeah.
And no, they didn't say FIFA, so why are you pointing out FIFA? They said NFL and 2K.
I'm sorry, I
She
don't
low-key bashes people and playing FIFA,
I
y'all.
don't bash. Listen, I don't bash. You
No, I'm
can
kidding.
play whatever game you want.
Yeah.
I just personally don't enjoy FIFA or any sports game.
Mm.
To be honest, yeah. You know, I guess because I don't like watching sports in real life, so I don't enjoy it. But I support you at the tournaments. I watch you play FIFA. I support you.
Alright, I appreciate that. But yeah, like there were that one. That's why I even felt like this is very
It was so
masculating. You know what I mean? Like that's
yeah.
how do you even just okay, fine. For me, the way I see it, right? Most athletes that don't get into the NFL, into the NBA. This is just my perspective.
Wait,
I don't even know.
Context for what he's about to say. So one of the girls was like, you see these men who are trying to relive their glory days, you know, playing
in the sports.
basketball in high school, are trash playing 2K. Like,
Instead of just getting a console, just go watch your high school videos. I'm
hey,
like,
hey.
okay.
Yeah, so then now you can continue.
So I feel personally, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in the comments, but there's also just a level of there's a limitation of sports. You know what I mean? If you want to get into those professional careers, so it's
also,
not.
if you get injured.
Also, yes, if you get injured, you're forced to like
quit.
You know, you're forced to call it quits. Now, imagine someone. You click on YouTube, you're injured, or you just didn't manage to get into that
and
that
like
space.
2K is the only reason you didn't like.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Didn't like lose your mind, you just feel depressed or going to a state
Yeah.
of depression, and then someone is telling you that you're trash for playing those
You're
games.
even good at 2K. Stop playing 2K. Just go and watch
Like,
your high
wow.
school videos. It was so mean-spirited. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being sensitive.
No, I feel like you have the right to be, even if you're feeling like you're being
I
sensitive,
think I have so much empathy. You know?
yeah, exactly, and because these people are not gamers, they don't even know why these people play those games or why that's even a thing, like why sports is a thing for people like.
And you know, they try to make it seem like people who, well, they're saying men. So maybe me, I'm not childish. But apparently men who play video games are like so childish and, you know, like they just can't get their head out of the clouds. And, you know, it's just so sad because it just made me feel like, so once you reach a certain age, you're not allowed to be happy. You're not allowed to have a good time. What is a good time to them? Going to the club, drinking? Like, people are different. Like, if you don't want a gamer, don't date a gamer.
Here's the thing about that comment, or how she felt like she only dated people in her 20s that were gamers, and she feels like those people don't take their life seriously. They don't do it. They're not ambitious. They don't do their own thing.
Oh,
that's how she pointed out. I was like, baby, we're in a lockdown. Like, there's COVID. What is he supposed to do besides play video games? And on top of that, I feel like saying that someone is childish for playing video games is kind of a far-fetched, because that's her mindset just links video games to that type of, you know, type of, like when she sees a gamer on Twitch that's like 20-something years old playing games, she'll be like, oh, that's childish. But come on, think about it. That's a hobby, right?
Yeah.
We've grown up playing video games. People do that as a stress relief, as an escape, to escape depression, mental health issues. There's a lot of variables, but you can't claim that the fact that they're playing video games makes them childish.
Makes them a delinquent.
Exactly. Like,
it just shocked
me. It doesn't add up.
And you know what hurt my feelings the most? When she was like, one of the girls was like, one of the women, really they're so mature. When one of the women was like, well, I don't want to come home and hear my man talking about the weapon he got in the new weapon he managed to find in his game. I really, you know when you know, for gamers, when you reach a certain achievement, you know, you just you're so excited, and if you want to share that with the person you love, like, is that really so bad?
And okay, let me just point out something. I'm sorry, but I don't think that even if I was dating someone like her who is not a gamer, exactly, no, but I wouldn't even bother, because it would just be a headache. My point is just this: if you think your man, hypothetically speaking, your man that plays video games, right, would expect to talk to you about video games knowing that you don't like it, then you're totally wrong. He'd rather talk to his gamer boys or gamer friend, female friends, you know.
And then now you start getting upset when your boyfriend is telling me about the mission he completed in Metal Gear. You start getting upset with me. I'm not even trying to sleep with your boyfriend.
That's the
when
thing.
You can't, like, you know, in relationships there's a compromise, there's balance.
There's
you know
balance.
What I mean?
It's supposed to be balanced, my friend. You're supposed to be the avatar out here and then
exactly.
Not here just being all over the place, because I just feel like she had the perspectives wrong. I think she was using what she experienced in the past to kind of weigh with what she has now, because right now she's dating an old man of whom we did not even see. But that old man doesn't play video games. I'm sure video games were not there. Video games were not there at the time. And I was like, what?
And you know what the crazy thing is that these women, even though they don't like gaming, they have gaming knowledge. True. They know the consoles. Yep. Then the one in the middle who started the drama, you know, who was probably playing on the NES. Sega Genesis. I'm like, oh, so you even know the consoles, like, you know, oh, that game was fire. You know, she's been remembering from her childhood how the game made her feel.
But here's the thing, here's the disconnect I feel they don't get is that gaming is still a hobby, right?
Yeah.
But where it was coming from has now evolved into a culture. It's now become a main form of entertainment. It's become a main form of income. You know what I mean? It's an art. Exactly. It's an art form, plain and simple. But they're just stuck in the premise of thinking, oh, if you're playing video games for like 46 hours, that's a whole shift. Boom, boom. Like my friend.
If he's playing video games, then he's off week. You know? I don't know. You know, you guys, can I just say something?
No. They're the type of people I feel if you're in a relationship with, they want you to center all your attention on them. Like, yeah, that's it. They pretty much don't have hobbies. I bet you. The hobby is
those two don't have hobbies.
Those two don't. Yeah, those two. The one in the middle and the one on the far left, right?
I'll show you the women.
Yeah, these two don't have hobbies. In my opinion, I think that based on the way they're reacting and the way they're talking, their general idea is that my man has to give me all the attention, and I'm just gonna be out here.
I don't know what mature hobbies are to them, like, because you know they never gave
an example. A clear-cut
example of what qualifies as a mature hobby. Because if gaming is so childish, you know, I don't understand what the problem is. You want him to go out to the club? Like, what do you want him to go?
All I'm just trying to say is that gaming is for bums. That's like
that's what they were trying to say.
For people that have
and that really hurt my feelings.
It hurt
I know I'm not a man.
I'm
not a man, but I dove in the bullets because I really felt like
there should be a gif of you in front of a bullet. But because if you think about it, like, where was the talk? Because there was literally one person there that was a female gamer. Why didn't they also address female gamers?
They calmed down a little bit.
Because they realized.
But then they started directing it to men only. And I think let's even get to the next part.
Please.
So my next question was, how did you feel about the fact that gaming is heavily implied as something only men do? Because that's something they heavily implied from the name, from the title of their video. You know, female perspective on dating a gamer. I don't know what the real title is, but it just pissed me off because at the end of the day, it's not. Yes, I know majority of gamers are men, but whether you like it or not, there's so many women and girls out there who like playing games. They are so scared to come out as gamers because that's a topic for another day that I will discuss in another video. But it really just irritated me because it's like, there is no one way to be a woman. Not all women want the same things. And the same thing as there's not one way to be a man. And I feel like these gender roles that have been brought about by the patriarchy, like men are supposed to, when they reach the age of 12, they're supposed to be men, they're supposed to be planning to look after their families, they're supposed to be, you know, I think that's not fair.
Mortgages.
Yeah, they're supposed to pay mortgages. I get it, like there's someone for everyone. There's some men that enjoy taking care of their partners. There are some women who enjoy being looked after by their men, and that's totally fine. As long as it's your choice, you're not feeling pressured by society to do that, that's perfectly fine. But not where you're gonna bash people who are just trying to find their way to get through life. You know, gaming is like watching a movie.
Damn, just
you know?
to my eye.
No, seriously, it's like watching a movie. You watch a movie because you want to be taken out of reality for a bit, maybe.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with games.
It's immersing yourself in that role. Like, you're the person that's driving the story.
Yes.
And that's for you to enjoy.
Yeah, and you invest in the characters.
True.
There's people that never leave their homes because they're so scared of the real world, or people who are too sick to leave their houses, and all they have to show them, to make them feel a little bit alive, are games. Me, I was so upset, Mandy. I can even cry because right now I'm hormonal. The moon is soon for me, so my heart. When Chris showed me, I don't even know. Why, my friend? You wanted me to just. You wanted me to die. Is that what you wanted?
No. I wanted to share my anger with you, and I said, look at this nonsense, because I wanted someone else to also, to express how I'm feeling, and you expressed it so well when you sent me that voice note, because you sent me a voice note.
I think it was even like 5 minutes,
and it was pure gold. But anyway, I totally agree, because like one thing these women I failed to understand was that, like you said, like the gamer girl even actually mentioned it a number of times, and the person in the middle was actually still saying, but still, man, there has to be a reason for this outrage, for this hype over just a PlayStation 5.
So shocking. Like,
I'm like, okay, but listen, you do realize that you're looking at it now from like if you look at Twitter, even the females, even women, right? Well, actually not even going crazy. It wasn't like it was Black Friday and people were like sleeping in front of stores. Everyone's excited because it's next gen. It's a new chapter.
But they don't care because they don't know. I imagine if the new Prada bag, like she gave an example, I don't know if she gave Prada. If it came out, she'd be so excited to get it. She'd want to be the first one out of her friends to get it, and we wouldn't understand why. But who are we to bash what she cares about?
I mean,
to us, we wouldn't think that it's important.
I wouldn't say
but we're not going to try. They made it seem like men gaming is a disease or like a mental illness.
True.
The concern on their faces at some points, it was so like they really genuinely think that there's something wrong with you as a man if you are playing video games, and that really broke my heart. Like. Especially in a pandemic, you guys, there's people who are not allowed to leave their homes. They are all by themselves in their studio apartments. All they have is their PlayStation, their Xbox, their Switch, their mobile phone to play games, like their PC.
This is why I'm just thinking like that Joe Budden podcast episode. I think it wasn't centered on gaming entirely, but because he just picked that segment. Let's put this out there and see
because
how it does. He knew there would be a reaction.
He knew there would be a reaction, negative reaction.
But I personally just feel like even just her reasoning behind the fact that it's just mostly male dominated, like mostly males that play video games, is so flawed.
Because it's like, how do you tell who a gamer is? You know what I mean? It's like they were so confused, like it's not written on her forehead that she played video games.
Exactly. And she even and even when they're just man bashing the guys talking about their masculinity, talking about the fact that
they have small penises because they play video games.
Small doo-doos. She even just took a sip of wine and said, these people are wild.
They're wild, they're performing.
Crazy.
She was just like these chicks, like she just okay. Kudos to her for even saying something. Yeah. Because she could have just sat the whole podcast and pretended.
One different. To the next question. Don't get pee. my friend here is
boring. I ripped off my socket from my phone.
I don't know. Want to be well.
Alamandi, these people have.
They don't know. They don't know better. I feel like it's just
ignorance.
It's a cry for attention.
It's ignorance as well.
Yeah, ignorance is bleh.
Because they were genuinely concerned.
No.
It was just so shocking to me to see.
There's so many other things to do. Okay, like what?
Yeah.
Play golf? Oh, Kobe, you play golf with a mask? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think we've already answered this, but I asked, how do you feel about the two women implying that men gaming is childish? You personally, when you were hearing about the small dick bullshit, like, how did you feel? Yeah, that was so disrespectful.
I felt that was very disrespectful. That was unnecessary, and that was also very childish.
Yeah.
For someone that says that gamers are childish.
Yeah, it was childish.
That was a bit childish on their part. I think they just wanted to do that for the laughs.
It wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny, exactly, because only they were the only two people laughing. And you know what I mean?
The other one was in shock.
Yeah, that's like,
you know, you're so shocked, all you can do is laugh.
And this goes out to all the trash. It failed NFL. I'm like, please, girl. Like, I'm sure you've tried to sing once in the shower and it just didn't work out for you. And now you're trying to bash people for their flaws just because you have your own, just perspective. We all have flaws, but don't do that. It doesn't help. So I think they are being very mature.
Yeah.
That's what I think about both of them. Even if they sidetracked and
they relaxed a bit after their friend revealed
I still feel like no, it was too unnecessary.
Because when you realize that you were talking about small dicks and your friend is literally saying how they were playing the video games with their baby daddy or their husband, whoever they are, you start realizing that you're insulting her partner. So they started calming down a bit. You know what I mean? It's like, well, is it right that
I feel she's like, I'd 4 to 6 hours. At what? That's a lot of missions. It's GTA.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, all right, but still, like, I just don't think it's a vice. Like, come on, like, I think it's just capitalism. Like, duh. If a Gucci or Prada bag comes out,
that's capitalism.
They're trying to get you
to
buy
it. Do you need to spend $10,000, $20,000 on a bag? Do you need to? It's capitalism. It's not just gaming that is destroying the world.
They're trying to make money, but at the same time, they're trying to give you something that you enjoy doing, which is playing video games.
Exactly.
A Prada bag will gather dust. It will have wear and tear. Of course, the same applies to video games, but you can play that consistently on a daily basis.
You see, even us who don't understand why you want the Prada bag.
Maybe for the gram.
Yeah, I'll get a fake. I'll be very happy with my fake. But like
at Prada.
But like at the end of the day, I mean, if you buy a Prada bag, I mean, I won't be mad. But like I won't go out of my way. But I'm not gonna bash you because you want to go and buy the Prada bag. I feel like I can't stress this point enough. Even if it's sounding repetitive, like I just can't stand it when people try and make it seem like their hobbies or their needs or their wants are better than someone else's. If you can't stand the attention a gamer puts towards gaming, don't date a gamer. If you can't stand how much your basketball playing husband or boyfriend is going to practice and play basketball pro, don't date someone like that, because you're not gonna understand and you're not gonna change that person. Because if you're gonna be in a relationship with someone, you take them, their hobbies. There's nothing wrong with their hobbies unless their hobbies are doing drugs. But like, if their hobby is just something like they like reading a lot and you get upset because your partner likes to read all the time, really, that's a you problem.
Yeah, I feel like
that's a
serious you problem. It's not even. There's no question about it. I just felt like that was the issue in that part, in that aspect.
Yeah, that was so offensive.
It was.
Yeah, my brothers play video games and I felt really bad. I know they're stupid sometimes, but like, it's not because they play video games. It's just because they are men.
What?
I'm joking somehow. My next question is, do you feel the gamer girl should have tried to educate her co-hosts more about how gaming isn't just for kids?
Even if she did, they wouldn't get it. They were lost to the worldie.
I think there's just some battles you just know. They're not worth fighting. Yeah. Jinx, girl. Can you tell that we're But like, yeah.
But on a serious note, but I feel like they would still try to find even in the video itself, the 8-minute long video, everything she was throwing out there as a gamer to try and help them understand why she games as a person, or probably why men game. They were trying to bash it with something else. Oh no. Okay, if it's not this, then what about that? And I'm like, it's not even about taking the L at this point. It's just understand why they're excited. Understand why we're excited for this new console and why everyone is paying attention to it. And just because people are tweeting it out there, when you tweet,
everyone on Twitter is living it. Sorry to say, I'm also on Twitter, so I also we are all living a fake, exaggerated
lie.
It's a lie. Like, we're all our best, most confident, our sexiest, most savage selves on Twitter. You know what I mean? So everyone talks shit, and things are not as deep as they are when they are posted on Twitter. Because reality is not like that.
Reality is not like that.
No one who, like, I can trust me. The person who insults you on Twitter, when you meet them face to face, they're not going to say anything.
I'm going to say jack. Like, a lot of people even tweet that. They say, like, this is the person that was, like, you know, ranting on Twitter. Like, when I see them in person, it makes me sad. Like, oh.
Yeah. Because they're not even going to do shit. So it's not really... There's no point to getting riled up because of what someone said on Twitter. Because everyone, 3/4 of people on Twitter are trolls, man. Like, I know it's not an excuse, but like, if someone is making like, you know, dramatic things like PS5, I'm going to sell my mother into slavery for my PS5. Like, don't take it. It's not that deep. They're not gonna sell their mom. Their mother is probably dead. You know what I mean? It's not even that deep.
It's not even that deep.
It's not that deep. So that I'm still mad at PS5, the drama, you know, it's capitalism and it's said to see. You know, I'm just like, what?
I was just like, okay, you know what, fam? This is why I don't think I would date any of your.
And they wouldn't date you because you play video games.
Exactly. So it's a win. It's a win for me. It's a loss for me.
They got their way. I'm telling you. Because at least you take one day.
Me, I think my duty doesn't work. You'll not be surprised.
I'm telling you.
No, but yeah, they.
Gamers should sue them for defamation. Sue them, go and measure your dicks. Let me tell you, measure your dicks.
That's the sue them.
Yes, sue her for defamation because she said it matter of factually. It wasn't hyperbole. She said men who game have small dicks. And their friends were like, what? And she's like, for real, I'm telling you. They all can satisfy in bed. First of all, men with small dicks that satisfy their women in bed. Can you also sue? So, people shouldn't just be talking shit wherever they want.
Just because.
Go and make a class action suit. All of you gamers with dicks, measure them. And all of you with testimonies, with penises that are not the global average of size. Can you please take your witnesses to say, that nigga wrecked my pussy and I'm happy.
What is it called? That thing where...
Suing for damages?
Yeah. Yeah. Suing for damages, something like that. I would definitely sue for damages because I was affected. I was like, what?
Yeah, man. Just do a class action suit, trust me.
At your age.
It can get somewhere. At the very least, you'll lose some money. You'll find a pro bono gamer lawyer.
You get your name out there. At least your points would have gone up if you get your name out there.
Stand up for what is correct.
Which is what? Good strokes?
Yeah. Even though I game, I still have good strokes. I think the trauma a lot of non-gamers have when they date gamers is when your partner tells you, oh hey, I can't hang out right now. I'm, playing a game. They feel so like
connected.
What do you mean?
The world's falling apart.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they just feel like it's the end of the world. You don't love them. You don't prioritize them. What? They don't understand. Like, it's for your mental health.
So they go crazy. Where's that other girl? Where is she? She's playing video games. How you're probably hitting her back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so dramatic.
Yeah, man. I feel like it was taken way out of context, and I feel like I hope like the gamer girls still managed to at least talk some sense into them at the end of that. What's the question?
Would you date someone who felt you gaming was childish and tried to make you stop?
So I had addressed it a bit like earlier, but I'm just gonna repeat myself so that it's made clear. No, I wouldn't.
So girls, if you're watching this and you don't play video games and you like my friend, please don't go in his deep.
I mean, like, look.
Unless you just want a casual, but not for marriage.
Not for marriage. No, like, look. My point is that even if she's not a gamer, as long as she respects my hobby, or as long as she actually shows even a slight interest in certain things, you know what I mean? She doesn't have to go all out or have to pretend. If she genuinely just likes to watch people play video games and she's not a proactive video gamer, I'm still fine with that. But if you just don't like it and you want me to stop, you want to change me, that's now a different conversation.
I like your face, but could you not play video games?
I mean, really? It's like saying that, Chris, I like you as a human, but stop listening to The Weeknd.
Yeah, that's a story for another day. You just see, I'm going to link his photos.
Hey.
You don't need to link your
Okay, link my Instagram, my Twitter. But then I was about to say, it's like it's the story for another day. So you're gonna have the next video that's gonna be an intervention for me. Sit down, even balloons, exo balloons.
Yeah,
how's the balloons, Chris?
Yeah,
sit down. You make
we
me
love you
comfortable.
so much, but could you not be obsessed? No, it's fine. It's not hurting anybody.
I mean, yeah.
It's not like the weekend has come to tell you to kill anybody. You know what I mean? It's not a cult. It's fine.
So like
he still calls his mother once a week. It's fine.
you know. So I just feel like if it's something that's a part of you and has helped you at some point in your life, or you just genuinely enjoy it, in fact, just making money out of it. Why should someone come and tell you to stop? Like, my nigga, no.
Yeah.
No.
Like for me, I've dated people who were like
non-gamers.
Yeah, non-gamers, like totally not like, for lack of a better term, normies. People who don't watch anything. Oh, you can't do that. That's me.
Like you're boring.
No,
right?
they're not boring. Okay, to someone else, they're so interesting. They're so amazing. But for me, I know the problem came especially for like watching anime, which is another video. But like, they really just couldn't understand. But I've dated people who just don't understand. Like if I say, oh, I'm playing this game, I'll talk to you later, or I'm reading this book, I'll talk to you later, or I'm watching this show, I'll talk to you later. They never understood, you know, and it's just like, yeah, I can't date someone who wants to change me because I'm very accommodating of people's hobbies, people's passions. I'm so accommodating. So if someone doesn't have the same patience for me, then I don't want them in my life. So yeah, lucky for me, I don't have to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would never. The answer to that question is 100% no. I wouldn't put up with that. When I was younger, yeah, because we just wanted people to like us as nerds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
We just wanted people to like us, but now I know.
Priorities are in place, man.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's just even just an example of you as a person. It doesn't have to even relate to gaming.
Yeah.
Just know what you want, know your worth. Don't settle for less.
Yeah.
And by less doesn't mean person doesn't make money, but just less in terms of
what your values are,
and what the person thinks of you and wants to promote you into. I mean,
and same thing for girls or boys who don't like gamers. You don't have to date someone like that. I know maybe you feel you won't find someone else, you think that they're so hot, you can't just let them pass in your eyes. You feel like, hey, if I date this person because they don't go outside, they'll never cheat on me, you know. But at the end of the day, like you see, it starts to grate on you because those are not your values. You don't believe in it, you don't support it. So please feel free to not date people like that. Even if they fire you, like if they chase after you,
even if they slide in your DMs with some A1 pickup lines.
If they slide in your DMs, just keep it moving. Just say, you know what, you're hot, we can fuck, but I can't be with you for marriage, you know, because I'm gonna want to change you and you're gonna want to change me, so let's just keep it moving. That's perfectly fine. We don't always have to eat all the food on the table.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So the last question is, do you have any final thoughts on this matter?
Brain is spinning.
Your brain is spinning.
My brain is spinning. Okay, final thoughts. Just to put it simply, I mentioned it slightly earlier in the video. Gaming has become like a culture now, you guys. It's grown. It's evolved from what it was back then. Even just the transition of how gamers used to meet.
Pong.
Thank you.
Pong?
Pong. Yeah. It's evolved from that. It's evolved from all that, like even just arcade gaming, because that's where most people would meet to game. But that was mostly in your youth and everything. But my point is just that transition has evolved gaming into something much bigger. It's an entertainment, like I said. It's an art form, like she pointed out, and that shouldn't be affecting
the core
relationship of what you, because if someone says that I can't date someone who's a gamer because to affect us as a relationship, or this person as a lover, he'll be a bum and everything. My friend, I think then you just don't see eye to eye in certain aspects, because
gaming is expensive. So the fact that the person even has all the games that they want to play means that they work hard to attain those games.
True. And even if right? Someone is getting a stimulus package and they're still spending that money to buy video games. It's their money.
On drugs.
Is it yours? Would you rather buy cocaine?
Blow it in the club. Like, at least you see where the money is going.
Exactly, like it's going into something that's not harming them, but at least keeping them secure. So my final thought is just like, let's just respect each other's hobbies, and let's just also try to understand, if we don't, why they do certain things, and if we can't understand still, we just don't talk about it altogether, rather than bash men for it. And then when we say, oh, you guys are being mean to us, no, fuck you, you guys suck, and then you say, oh, it's affecting me psychologically, this man sucks, he's trash. It's kind of now like, you guys, we are trash. We're trash as humans. But not for gaming.
You guys, that was
we can't be trash for gaming.
No, that was too much.
But yeah, I feel like that's my final thought. Like, they just need to do better. They need to understand why gaming is actually detrimental to us men or to partners they have dated or are currently dating, so that they don't get caught saying things that can affect someone. So those are my final thoughts. And also they're trash.
Except the gamer girl.
Gamer girl was alright. I feel she was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. She was
her job.
I would have called off sick that day if I knew I was going to be talking about that.
That should be
ambushed. But yeah.
Kuma, she even probably put in a pre-order for the PS5.
You know what I mean?
Surely.
But like, our friends.
Yeah, for me, my final thoughts are,
stick to Instagram.
I like Instagram.
No, like them just do Instagram.
Now he's upset. Listen, just stay in your respective lanes. Yeah, respective lanes. Like, you know about your hobbies, we know about our hobbies, if someone is into something that doesn't hurt you, is not running your relationship into the ground, is not bringing you shame, is not harming anybody, then you really shouldn't be telling people what to do. Like he said, like, games have evolved so much. From the first game that came out, they just gave people something to look forward to. And I get it, the boomers and the people before the boomers didn't have games or whatever. And especially in our African culture, they didn't have games for a long time. I think it was only millennials that had access to games mostly. If your parent had access to games, please don't insult me. We didn't know that you were rich. But like, so they never, this is something we've grown up with, we've grown with the gaming industry, True. It's evolved so much. It's now become a vehicle for some really complex storytelling. There's a game for everyone. There's some people that don't want to think. There's games for them. There's some people who want to compete with their friends. There's some, be competitive. There's games for that. There's some people who just want to play a game by themselves for the story. There's games for that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a form of escape. It's a form of immersing yourself into a world that you feel is, a breath of fresh air, because reality can be really hard, especially during these times. Reality is so hard, and it was very sad seeing people, because they were like, how can you be so into like games and so obsessed with the PS5 coming out when we're in a pandemic? Sweetie, when is the best time? And then she's like, oh, the Sony is like taking advantage of the fact that people are in a pandemic. Sony, yes, obviously it's a cash grab, but what is it that we spend money on? What isn't a cash grab?
Also all these streaming platforms.
Exactly.
Disney Plus, going all out on their content right now.
HBO Max, they've really like stepped it up. They're like, all the DC movies are going there.
Exactly.
Before the cinema.
Exactly.
So like, there's nothing everything is a cash grab. And just because you look down your nose at someone else's love doesn't mean that their love for the thing is impure. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they I don't know. Maybe they saw Lara Croft's titties one day in the old Tomb Raider when she had triangular boobs, and they felt some type of way. They were like, my body is never gonna look like that, my waist is never gonna look like that. It's not that deep. Your boyfriend still loves you. He just loves playing video games the same way you like going shopping. And it's the same way, you like doing whatever you do. You like telling your partner about your hobbies, triumphs you've made in your life that may be boring to them, but they still look at you like really engaged in what you're saying. It's not that hard to just be like, wow, that was great, you got that trophy you wanted, that's amazing, and keep it moving. Oh wow, you evolved your Pokemon to its final form, that's great, honey, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, is it so detrimental who you turn into ashes if you just say, wow, great job, sweetie?
They'll feel like that. They'll feel like they're talking to it
like a child.
Baby.
Then you date those people that are adult in your opinion, because this narrative of anything that brings joy that kids do is childish for adults to do is wrong. When are we ever supposed to be happy? Because even kids are not allowed to be kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even kids are not allowed to play video games, because if they play video games, they're going to be delinquents, they're going to be dumb. So when are we ever supposed to enjoy these things?
That's a very good question.
You know? When?
There isn't a perfect time.
So yeah, those are our thoughts.
So go watch the video.
Go watch the video.
And tell us what you think in the comments
Please
below.
Go on. Even you can even add us on Twitter, wherever you want, because this stigma for like gaming is childish. Why? It needs to stop. And this stigma that games are only for men, it needs to stop. You know what I mean? It's so unnecessary.
I mean, I was just there thinking like, but I mean, we're not the only ones that play video games. So
literally your friend there.
Your friend next to you.
1 out of 3 women plays video games. That's the test there.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys.
But yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, click the bell notification, check the description down below to check out what we're talking about, check out his socials, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.